Hello, everyone. Pardon me, I didn't have it's all over. The beard's all over the place today. My goal is to grow it down really long, and I'm at that point where it's curly and kind of nappy in spots, but I don't really want a guy during a pandemic without a mask breathing into my face, cutting it. So, a little bit longer. But anyway, pandemic, unfortunately, cases are going up, which means you got more time at home, possibly. If you do, you want to read your comics. Now, I am a Punisher fanatic, and I've discussed Punisher movies, the television show, the toys, countless. My favorite run of Punisher was Garth Ennis's run on the Max series. This was the Marvel's adult line. Warzone's based off of it, I think. I don't know. Warzone's not a good movie, in my opinion. Garth Ennis's stories were all collected into, I believe, 2 omnibuses. It's like the complete Max, so they're out of print. I think the first one alone will run you a couple hundred. I'm not saying Marvel won't reprint them, but as of now, they're out of print. But you can still source it all together. You just have to get these complete collection books. I think it's like 4 books, and you might need, because this is how I sourced them. I'm pretty sure I got like 4 of these books, and then one that collects 4 issues. I don't know. One I want to talk about, and there were so many good stories in this. I mean, there was, if you look up like the greatest Punisher stories, a lot of them are going to quote the Garth Ennis ones. Any site you go to, my site, I think I did that too, www.hardcoregraveyard.com. And, well, when it comes time for the Punisher, there were stories where he was going after, like I said, this run, pardon me, I'm getting ahead of myself. This run was a lot more gritty. He was very much a street level hero. The Kingpin was not really a big thought there. He was going after a lot of mobsters. He went after slave traders. He did a mission with Nick Fury. We went to Russia. He's being hunted by a guy called the Barracuda, who was actually really cool, and he actually comes back for his own little story, which, in my opinion, was a little too funny to be good. But the story I want to talk about is collected in Volume 2. It's called Up is Down, Black is White, and it's about a mob capo named Nicky Cavella, and he gets this idea. Let's dig up the Punisher's dead bodies of his wife and his 2 kids. We'll videotape me digging them up. Then we'll videotape me pissing on him. We'll get it all over. Punisher will be in such a rage he'll get sloppy. We'll kill him. I'll be the head, the big main Tony Soprano to cheese. Well, he does do all that. I mean, his plan doesn't necessarily work out the way he wanted it to. Let's take a look at the book. Going to be some spoilers, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so here we go. I got the back because, like I said, sourced out this way, you still get more than one story. You're going to get Up is Down, Black is White. You're going to get the slavers. You're going to get the whole story where he goes to Mother Russia. So as you can see, there's a lot of content in here. The Mother Russia story, which I'm not really here to talk about. Get this back in frame here. Sorry, this is still a little new to me. We're here to talk about Up is Down, Black is White. Like I said, you get the other ones. This is the big team up with Nick Fury. Up is Down, Black is White is the story of a mob capo. He's been in a few of the other ones. You can see him right here. Nicky Cavella. And Cavella gets this bright idea, I guess. He wants to draw the Punisher out, get him sloppy, get him angry. So he has his guys dig up the Punisher's wife and kids, as you can see. And yes, this is going to be a little more graphic. He digs them up. Well, he's digging up their corpses. You can see that there's a lot of vigilanteism here. The mob guys are talking. We go right to the Punisher. Like I said, Ennis had the best run in Punisher history. Just very violent, very graphic, blowing everybody away. Well, they're trying to figure out, what they can do. And this Nicky's like, he's insane. It harkens back to some of the earlier issues, which I'm trying not to get into. But he recorded this of not only them digging up the bodies of the Punisher's wife and 2 kids, Nicky pissed on it too, and he leaked it out to the news, and they played it everywhere. And the Punisher, he sees it. So he kind of goes out for crazy revenge, and you learn a little bit more about Nicky. Turned out when he was a kid, he had like a really fucked up life, and his aunt kind of tricked him into, well, not really tricked him, she convinced him to kill his parents. And by doing that, then she became like the head of that family. Well, not only was she his aunt, but she was also banging him. Auntie Mo. A lot of bad language in this. So, this guy grows up banging his aunt, kills his mom and dad, keeps banging his aunt. Then finally he just gets tired of his aunt because she's in power. He wants to power, and he's, like I said, he's completely off kilter. So when he's having sex with her, he kills her. Now, it's a very interesting backstory. I always like when you get a villain backstory, especially when it's so deplorable. You just you can't like him. That was always my bitch with the Netflix Kingpin or Daredevil show. Was that the Kingpin was like he was likable. So now the Punisher is he's ready for war. It's made the papers. It's been on the news, and so he just is going to cut a swath through, as you can see, everywhere in New York. The feds are looking for him. The cops are looking for him. He kills everyone in this mob-owned strip club. Just he's decimating everybody in his path. Just it's one of the most darkest, most violent Punishers ever. But because he's going so completely batshit nut, just murdering everybody, looking for Nikki Cavella, he starts to get more and more. He starts making mistakes, very easily. And now you've got all the mob guys with Cavella. He's like, hey, I've got this guy. He's going to be coming towards us. We can set a trap. I'm finally going to be the guy that kills the Punisher. And luckily, one of our characters from the earlier episodes, who hates all of them, but she likes the Punisher, has now escaped from jail. So she actually kind of helps the Punisher, who, as you can see in this ambush, he's been shot. So Nikki's plan would have worked, except he didn't count on everything. So he gets nursed back to health. I don't want to give a lot away in case you want to read these, which I highly recommend you do. Punisher, of course, Garth Ennis run, so he's got to have some sex. Nikki Cavella's got some another crazed lady that loves him. She's coming after him, which she does a good job of nailing the Punisher. But as you can see, he bites off her nose. He pokes her in the eyes, and then she gets shot in the back of the head while he was laying in bed having sex. Well, he just got done having sex. So now he's kind of had the whole enough's enough. He realizes he got sloppy. That's not going to happen anymore. So he goes out of everybody. He finds Cavella and he drags him out in the woods and shoots him and basically just leaves him there to die. Then it goes into our next story, which is the Slavers. So yeah, this is actually, if you want to read it, because the original issues will cost you a few, and the Omni's out of print, which I discussed. This is Punisher Max, the Complete Collection, Volume 2 by Garth Ennis. It's even got the cover from Black is Up is Down, Black is White with the graveyard behind him. This is definitely one of the best. This is actually probably my favorite Punisher story of all time. All the stories by Ennis were good. This one just leaps and bounds darker, more grittier than anything I think I've ever read. Let me go back for a final thought, and then I'll put a few links where you can even get this at. Such a good story. All the stories in are good. And the Slave Trader one's in there too, so definitely want to pick this up. Should be able to get it. Amazon has it. Your local comic shops. Any of the graphic novels you play still in print. This is the Max Garth Ennis collection. I'll show it to you again if you want to order it. Volume 2. I mean, I recommend you get them all, but this is Volume 2 that has this story. Just so good. You get the... so I lift up my glasses. You're going to get when him and Nick Fury, they go to Mother Russia. The Up is Down, Black is White, and the Slavers. The Slavers is... that's another one that's so good. He's after slave traders. Book will run you. It had a $40 cover originally. You'd probably be able to pick it up a little less than that now. Like I said, it's in print. As you could see from when I was flipping, not for the children. Unless you don't care what your kid reads, and because the Punisher's awesome. But like I said, I love this Garth Ennis run. It took the Punisher from being, that guy that was after superheroes and just... Punisher, there's no other way to say it. It's my second favorite Marvel character, Daredevil being the first. Marvel fucked the Punisher up. There's no other way to say it. In the beginning, he was just that guy that popped up. Hey, this is cool. Let's give him a miniseries. It's an amazing miniseries. Circle of Blood, I believe. It's been a minute since I read it. Wow, that miniseries was so good. Let's give him his own comic. Wow, this comic's so good. Let's give him another comic at the same time. Okay. But let's keep doing miniseries and having him in everyone else. So they oversaturated him like they did with Venom in the 90s too, to the point of, good lord. So then he became full of supernatural powers with a ponytail, fighting ghosts and demons, and he'd been changed around, messed up. Ennis brought it back. You know, there's a couple of these Max runs that are just so good. The Max runs, unfortunately, did come to an end. I'm not sure what's going on with Punisher now. I think he's leading the hand. He's got the new skull emblem. I don't know. I haven't read that yet. I think I've explained. I'm kind of more now into the trades and omnis just because, you know, I only pick up certain single issues that I think are going to shoot up in value. Other than that, I'm pretty good with them. I've got some more reviews coming. I hope you like this one. Click the like button. Please subscribe. Tell your friends. Let's get some traction here. But this is the Punisher. Up is down. Black is white. Read it as soon as you can.